Back again, like I never left. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to part 2 of What If Naruto Had Straight Hands, bro. Like straight, the series where Naruto's just gonna be boxing. Like Naruto, hands over here, hands rated E for everybody, bro. He does not care, bro. Dogs, little kids, grown-ups, you can all get the hands. Like Naruto does not discriminate. He'll give you the work regardless of your age and your gender. So, you know, you can't be mad at my boy, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, though, this is gonna be the second part. The first part got a decent amount of support, not too crazy, but if you guys could do me a favor and go back and leave a like, it'd be like so much appreciated. And also leave a like on this video. It helps to do a lot better in the algorithm, more people would see it, and thus it gives me more motivation. That said, enjoy.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
Naruto from here would get completely frozen in a thick case of ice, and Haku would scream at the top of his lungs saying, "Zabuza!" It would be at this point that Haku would turn his attentions towards the direction of Sasuke and Sakura and the bridge builder and would be about to perform the ice crystal mirror jutsu. However, it would be at this moment that the ice would begin to break slowly, and Haku would turn back only to see Naruto coming in and elbowing him straight in the stomach before then kicking him up into the air by his jaw. And mid-air, Naruto throws a kunai behind Haku, catches it, and bam, just on the top of the head. Like he jams the dull part, not the blade, but the handle into Haku's head. Straight just jams it in there, Mortal Kombat like X-ray style, and Haku just falls to the ground and would immediately just pass out. Naruto from here looks towards the direction of Zabuza and says that that's over now, and then he would turn towards Kakashi before saying that they should probably get going. Kakashi from here would look at Naruto with a completely shocked expression on his face, and he would say that that ninja was moving at such speeds that he barely was able to track him with a Sharingan, and Naruto was able to just kill him like that. Like, what is Naruto even, like what even is Naruto? Kakashi would be thinking, like, there is no way in the history of any Genins that a Genin has ever been that strong. He doesn't even think that his master Minato was even half, not even half as strong as what Naruto is displaying right now. And Naruto just proceeds to keep continuing getting down. Eventually Tazuna would take him over to his humble abode, and once they would end up arriving, seeing as this time Kakashi doesn't have like as much injuries as in the original, Kakashi would simply rest for one day before then immediately beginning Team 7's training, teaching them things like water walking and tree walking since they have time, and teaching them a bunch of different formations for attacking and things like that. Eventually the day would come, however, when Gato's men would finally end up arriving on the bridge, and when that day would finally come, Naruto would simply just say to the team that he got it. As from here, Sasuke would hold a hand out and say that nah, he wants to do something, like Naruto's been hogging everything. And Naruto would say, okay, well, you can try. But it'd be at this moment that Naruto would hold out the seal for shadow clones, and 100 would pop up instantly. Immediately, they blitz over towards the direction of all of these people, and they would throw their blades at the direction of Naruto clones, right? But he would catch them with two fingers, sorry. Catch the blade, shatter it, and then blitz at them and just like absolutely just destroy all of Gato's men. Like they quite literally had no hope from the start. And then Naruto, once he's done with all of them and Gato's the last one left, Naruto would proceed to basically Yamcha him as he uses the Wolf-Fang Fist, basically. The Wolf-Fang Fist, not fist, sorry. And with two hands in like a wolf-like jaw-like thing, he would push it into Gato's body, sending him flying across the river, lake slash thing, and then making him ricochet off the surface of the water so many times that Gato would like... Have you guys ever seen like videos where people are driving and then they have somebody like tied to the car with like a rope, and they're like dragging them and their bare skin is like peeling? Just imagine that, but on the water. And Gato would just like land, and then as soon as it all finally stops, this gigantic beast comes out of the water and just swallows Gato. and Kakashi, Sasuke, Sakura, and even Tazuna would be completely shocked. Tazuna would end up naming this bridge the Great Naruto Bridge, and eventually they would make their way back towards the village. Once there, Kakashi in front of everybody would say that Naruto's levels as a genin is just completely laughable. He should immediately be moved up to Jonin like ASAP, considering that he was able to defeat 2 S-class tier ninjas. And Hiruzen would be like, are you serious right now? Like, Kakashi, like, you're not playing, right? And Naruto would be like, nah, he's not playing, but honestly, I don't think that I should just be given that rank just cause, like, I want to earn it just like everybody else. No easy ways, no easy path. And Hiruzen's like, all right, Naruto, well, I guess you can simply prove yourself in the Chunin exams. Naruto bows before then ultimately leaving the area, and when he's by himself, he would end up hearing the screams of a young kid. Once he hears that, he would immediately rush over there, and he would realize that it's Konohamaru, telling some big kid to pretty much put him down and saying that he's a jerk, that his grandpa will beat him up. And it'd be at this moment that Naruto would body flicker behind him, as from here, he simply says, I'd put the third Hokage's grandson down if I was you. As Kankuro says, huh? Third Hokage? What are you talking about? Naruto straight takes Konohamaru from his arms, puts him behind him, and then simply looks towards the eyes of Konohamaru before saying, you're lucky I was here. You were about to start the 4th Great Ninja War, right? If you would have taken him out, my village would have gone and desecrated yours. And I promise, it wouldn't have been pretty. And Kankuro looks at him and then he's sorry. He's like, that kid bumped into me, like it won't happen again. And Naruto says, damn right it won't happen again because you're not going to live to see another day. Trust me, kid. I know exactly why you're here. You're here for the Chunin exams, right? Well, I'm going to make sure that you never have the chance to put your hands on a kid again. Like, who do you think you are? Like, you think you can just pick on little kids? He couldn't even fight back. That's so dishonorable. And from here, like, Kankuro would be like, yeah, but suddenly sand would appear in front of them and Gara would finally make his big entrance. Naruto, once he sees Gara, would simply walk away and Gara would be like, what's your name? As Naruto just literally ignores him, making his way towards this house and taking Konohamaru to the 3rd Hokage's area, right? Eventually, once this happens, a week would pass and they would find themselves inside of the Genin Academy, where they would be taking the Chunin exams, the first exam, the written portion. They would all make their way inside, and as soon as this test would start, it would go down just like it does in canon. See, Rock Lee this time around would end up suggesting to battle off against Sasuke Uchiha. However, this time, because Sasuke doesn't even have access to the Sharingan, Sasuke's mollywopping beating would be even worse than it was in the original. And Naruto, when he sees Rock Lee facing him with like nothing but Taijutsu, Naruto would end up actually facing off against Lee. And both of them would have like big grins on their faces as like Naruto would blitz in at Lee, throw the first punch, Lee catches it, he flips him around, Naruto then throws a kick as he's getting like flung mid-air, Rock Lee dodges it, Naruto then grabs him by the things on his arm, like the little like lace things, and then he pulls them to the side, causing Rock Lee to lose his ability to move his arms. Rock Lee then kicks up, trying to like kick Naruto right in the jaw. Naruto sidesteps it, grabs him by both of his arms, slams him on his back, and then turns towards him and like blows a kiss at him. As from here, Rock Lee would like kind of like do like a sweeping kick type thing. Naruto falls, but as he falls, he would jump up. Lee throws a kick, he misses. Naruto then grabs him by the fist, and he would proceed to flick Lee in the forehead, sending him flying back into Might Guy's arms. As Guy would catch Lee and would be like, Lee, what happened? And Lee would look at him and be like, Guy Sensei, he is strong. And from here, Might Guy would be like, well there, kid, you sure do know how to fight. Where did you learn how to do that? And then Naruto just looks at him and he's like, well, I trained myself. And then not Rock Lee, but Might Guy would be like, well, I sure am looking forward to seeing you sometime in the Chunin exams. And Naruto would say, yeah, definitely, bushy brows. As they make their way into the examination room, they pass, and ultimately after that ends up pretty much going down. What happens after this is Anko makes her presence known, and they make their way towards the Forest of Death. I'm going to skip straight into the battle with Orochimaru because I'm low-key super excited to cover this. Okay? Now, this is how the battle would start. Orochimaru makes his presence known. Everybody is frozen in fear. Sasuke can't move. Sakura's like, what do I do? Sasuke stabs himself in the leg and takes Sakura away, and Naruto just stays looking at Orochimaru. At this moment, Sasuke's in there monologuing, and he's just like, what's Naruto doing? Like, he's gonna get himself killed. He must be too scared. But Naruto from here would speak up and say, so, your power, it's pretty great. I would have to say that if I had to say who you are, I'd have to say you're probably one of the legendary Sannin, am I correct? And if my deduction's accurate, then I'd have to say you are Orochimaru, the one that deserted the village, the rogue nin. Interesting. How you went from being such a great person in this village to now being the very person who seeks to destroy it. I'm gonna put an end to you, and I'm gonna do it honorably. Put your hands up, soldier. As from here, Orochimaru would simply laugh and shoot a snake jutsu at the direction of Naruto, shooting hundreds of snakes at him. Naruto would simply scoff at this, and as the snakes are coming in at him, Naruto would say, Futun Jutsu! As from here, he would shoot a fire style jutsu straight at the direction of the snakes, and all of them would just get absolutely bodied. Orochimaru would end up coming in from behind Naruto, trying to slash him with a blade, and Naruto would simply grab it with one hand, as he would then put his finger up to Orochimaru, flick him into 3 trees, and Orochimaru would get back up in pain, being like, what? You know what I mean? Like, he's completely shocked. He's like, how is a Genin doing this? But Naruto would appear right in front of Orochimaru once more, before then uppercutting him up into the air, jumping up and then balling both of his fists up together and slamming Orochimaru back onto the ground, causing him to ricochet and cough out so much blood. And then Naruto would come right back out as he then soccer kicks Orochimaru through 10 trees. And Orochimaru, once he would like get up, Orochimaru would be so weak he can't even like move, bro. And Naruto was like right in front of him, just walking over to him slowly. Orochimaru immediately reverse summons himself out of there, and Naruto would say, pitiful. He didn't even go out like a true warrior. Must be scared of death. As from here, Naruto would fall down onto one knee as he gets memories and flashbacks of his old lives, because he has the powers of basically every anime protagonist you could think of, and he has all their like fighting styles and stuff, and Naruto hasn't even gotten down to using all of them yet. Like, Naruto can really go crazy if he really wanted to. But what would pretty much end up happening after this is Naruto walks over towards Sasuke and Sakura and would say, let's keep moving. As from here, they make their way towards the Chunin Tower, and they would actually be the first ones to arrive, shattering Minato and Itachi's record as well as Gaara's. Eventually 2 days would go by, and Naruto would finally be told who his first opponent is going to be. Now in the original, Naruto has to face off against Kiba, but I think that that's too obvious, and I feel like that's just a boring match to watch. I mean, obviously Naruto's going to curb stomp him, so we're going to switch the pecking order a bit. Hinata's actually going to be the one who faces off against Kiba, and Naruto's going to have to face off against Neji in the first match. What would end up going down is that immediately Neji would step into the ring, and he would pretty much be cautious, not talking smack and not acting like he's high and mighty. My guy would have told him a whole lot of things about Naruto and how he was able to defeat Lee with nothing but a finger. As from here, Neji would actually be on guard, Byakugan active, as he would rush in at Naruto and throw a gentle fist attack at Naruto. At this moment it would land, or so he thinks, and from here he would begin to start the 64 palm attack, and Naruto would pretty much deflect each and every single one of them. Neji, after the end of it, would smirk and say, well, it looks like my guy overestimated you. The smoke would clear, and Naruto would simply stand there and say, not quite. As he says it into his ear and he's right next to him, Neji would attempt to attack him, and Naruto simply just parries, grabs him by the arm and begins to crushing it, causing his wrist to get completely shattered and Neji's wrist to be purple and red and blue all at the same time. Neji from here would scream out in pain as Naruto would say, what's wrong? Kicking him in the stomach, sending him flying into the concrete wall, as Naruto from here would say, be gone. And he would literally 1-inch punch him into the wall even further, causing a deep crater of Neji's body to indent into the wall, and Naruto would finally end up moving on to the next round. Neji would be taken into the hospital in critical condition, but ultimately would survive, and then we would have the battle between Hinata versus Kiba. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't think this battle would be even at all. I mean, obviously Hinata has the abilities of the Gentle Fist, and Kiba has the abilities of, you know, Wolf or Fang over Fang, and that's pretty much it. So I think that Hinata honestly has the upper edge on him, and just due to the fact that it's part 1 and Hinata honestly could have beat almost anybody else here, I think that I'm gonna definitely have to give it to Hinata for this one. Continuing on with the story, eventually we have Naruto meeting Jiraiya during the 1 month of training, and during this time, instead of Naruto Naruto being the one who gets trained by Jiraiya, Naruto would be the one pushing Jiraiya further. During this time, however, Naruto would have ended up asking Jiraiya a simple question, asking him what Sage Mode is, saying that he's read up on it, but hasn't exactly figured out how to work the kinks around it, right? And Jiraiya would say, like, Sage Mode, like, you're asking a pretty complicated question, like how did you know about that? And Naruto says that he heard about it in the Scroll of Sealing, as Jiraiya simply would scoff and say, huh, how'd you get your hands on that? And Naruto would say it was easy, he stole it. As from here, Jiraiya would crack a laugh, and from here he would end up telling Naruto it's too hard anyways. As from here, Naruto would say, not really. And what would pretty much end up going down is that he would immediately end up going into an imperfected version of Sage Mode with the knowledge that he's read about and just theorizing that that's exactly how Sage Mode would work. Jiraiya would be completely shocked at the fact that Naruto can go into an imperfect Sage Mode, and Naruto from here would begin going into a Toad-like stage before Jiraiya would smack him on the head and Naruto would go back. He'd say that he's been working on it. And Jiraiya would explain that, like, he's a prodigy. He'd be like, wow. And he takes him to Miyaboku. Once there, Naruto ends up learning everything there is to learn about Sage Mode and would pick it up instantly. It's like secondhand nature to Naruto. And you know how the original Naruto was like gather energy and he has to like have a clone stand away and like gather energy? Nope. This time around, Naruto straight closes his eyes, open them, and bam, Sage Mode activated. Like, that's all it takes. Naruto from here would finally begin to be ready for his final battle, which is ultimately going to be against Hinata, seeing as she was the one who beat Kiba, and in the original, Naruto and Neji were a thing. So he would end up facing off against Hinata. And what would pretty much end up going down for the first battle is that Naruto would turn towards Hinata and say that he's not going to go easy on her. He's going to take her seriously as a warrior and not show partiality just because she's a woman. Hinata would smile before saying, well, may we have a good clean fight. And Naruto would actually be very happy at that. From here, the proctor would say, Hajime. And immediately Naruto would blitz at Hinata, smoke would rise, and Naruto would already hold a kunai to Hinata's throat saying, give up. Hinata would immediately put her hand up and say that she gives up, and Naruto would move on to the next round. Finally, Sasuke would end up arriving a little later, seeing as he had to unlock his Sharingan and work on the Chidori during this time. He would finally end up arriving. Then he has to face off against Gara, and this time when Gara goes into the forest and like he's like running away and hiding and transforming into his tailed beast. In the original, we have the attack on the village, but Orochimaru already tested his luck against Naruto, and he's not. Like, I'm telling you guys, he does not want any of the smoke. Like, Orochimaru predicts one thing. He thinks to himself that Naruto wasn't even going all out. So the last thing Orochimaru wants to do is go back to that place where he's probably gonna die or worse or something. So yeah, he definitely doesn't want to do that. And yeah, he's just simply not going to do it, you know? So what would pretty much end up going down after that is that Naruto would chase Gara into the forest and there would be no attack. Naruto, Sasuke, they would chase Gara down, and eventually when Naruto would catch up, he would end up seeing that Sasuke's facing off against Gara. Naruto would simply just watch from afar, thinking to himself that he should probably let Sasuke handle this one, or at least try. That he probably shouldn't put his self-confidence down. But eventually Sasuke would be about to die, and Naruto would come in last second, grabbing both Gara and Sasuke's arm and splitting them apart, just like how Kakashi would have done to Naruto and Sasuke's Chidori and Rasengan clash in the rooftop fight. After this, Naruto would quickly blitz over towards Gara and say sleep, as he simply taps him on the forehead with 2 fingers, and Gara would straight just pass out. As soon as this happens, Gara would then let out Shukaku fully, and Naruto would say he was not expecting this. Naruto from here would simply weave a bunch of hand signs before creating 100 clones and saying water style, devastation jutsu, as a gigantic tsunami so massive that it was so big that it literally consumed Shukaku would end up arriving, and it straight turns him into like a muddy slushy thing that Shukaku couldn't even control. From here, Naruto would walk over to Sasuke and he would put his hand out saying like, come on, let's go. But Sasuke slaps it away and says, how in the world are you so strong? Like, what is it with you? Like, how are you always one step ahead of me? Like, no matter how much I wish it wasn't true, you're so much stronger than me. And I'm just stuck here. Why? And Naruto would look at him and say, right now is probably not the time. But Sasuke would say, make it the time. As from here, he would end up looking at Naruto angrily with like rage in his eyes. And he would say that it's not fair. Like, what does he need all that power for? And Naruto says he doesn't need all that power. But Naruto's worked 100 times harder than he has. And he's worked about 1,000,000 lifetimes more than Sasuke has to train. He simply isn't doing it hard enough. And Naruto would look at Sasuke as he walks away from him. He would say, listen, if you truly want to get strong, meet me at the training grounds at 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. And Sasuke would simply remain silent, as the very next day, Naruto would end up pulling up exactly where he told Sasuke he was gonna be. And Sasuke would say, so what now? I'm here at 3 a.m. What training are you gonna put me through? It's not like any sort of training's ever gonna get me to the level that you're at, right? You know that, don't you, Naruto? And Naruto looks at the direction of Sasuke and says, shut up, Sasuke. As from here, Sasuke would remain quiet, and Naruto would say that the first thing on the agenda is to get some physical work in, like to get his body up to Ko. So they immediately begin to do like Rock Lee style training, however, like 5 times harder. And at the end of it, like Sasuke, sorry, I was about to say Rock Lee, but no, Sasuke would be completely out of breath, and he'd be like, can we stop now? And Naruto looks at him and says, Sasuke, you want to get stronger, right? Because honestly, we're just getting started.